Hey guys, today I'm going to show you a mysterious phenomenon that is happening in the Arunachaleswara temple in the town of Tiruvannamalai. This temple is very old, at least 1300 years old. The unusual thing about this temple is that there is a lingam in the main chamber and it emits an enormous amount of heat. Nobody has been able to explain this until now. Like all Hindu temples, the main idol is situated in the central chamber inside this temple. But this lingam somehow radiates a lot of heat. As we approach the main chamber where the lingam is contained, you can feel the temperature rising. Notice how the entire stone walls have turned completely black because of constant radiation. You can see multiple fans placed all around trying to cool the place down, but the place remains much hotter than the outside all the time. It is extremely hot even during winter time inside the main chamber. When I visited the temple, initially I thought no one felt the rise in temperature except me. But when I researched this, it has already been published in multiple newspapers and several websites. Many have wondered why this is happening. The priests in the temple also confirmed this and told me that the lingam itself is very hot. It feels like touching a warm cup of water. So they actually use a simple cooling device from time to time. This cooling system is a vessel placed on top of the lingam which slowly drips cold water to cool the lingam down. But why is this happening? A stone is capable of giving out heat energy for many centuries without any power source? This is impossible. There should be some explanation for this phenomenon. I mean, how is this happening? Locals and priests explain that this radiation is happening because it is a special type of lingam called the Agni Lingam. Now, what is an Agni Lingam? Agni Lingam is a stack of energy, a column of fire emanating heat and light. This unique type of energy is said to be created in the underground portion of the temple. What we see here is just the top of the structure. There is a large cylindrical column which proceeds underground, which is what creates the enormous amount of heat. Since the heat produced by the lingam is very real, is it possible that such a lingam, a cylindrical power source, actually exists underground? If this is true, is it possible that the ancient builders also carved the entire Agni Lingam in this temple? Here we can see a man praying to this large cylindrical structure, but it does not look like a traditional lingam. It has many turns, many coils on the cylinder, as though it is wound with wires. And look at the top, there are thunderbolts coming out in all directions. This is incredible because this matches 100% with a modern day Tesla coil. Now, what is a Tesla coil? It is a wireless power transfer device. It does not need wires, but can radiate enormous amount of energy simply through the air. Nikola Tesla, an extraordinary inventor, created this in 1891 in an attempt to deliver free energy to the world. I mean, look at the Tesla coil I'm holding. It is a cylinder wound with wires connected to a battery, and we can see electric arcs which look like thunderbolts coming out from the top. This is exactly what we are seeing in the carving. Is the Agni Lingam an ancient Tesla coil? How else can you explain this 1,300-year-old carving with coils wound around the cylinder and thunderbolts coming out from the top? Tesla coils also create a lot of heat. You can feel the heat rising as you move your hand closer to it. In fact, it will burn your skin if you touch it. This is the exact same feeling you get as we walk closer to the lingam. As we move towards the lingam, we can literally feel the heat rising. Today, we have created large Tesla coils for experimental purposes. But did ancient builders also set up a similar device underground? If so, for what purpose? I mean, what could have been the reason to put a large Agni Lingam inside a temple? The answer lies in how we use Tesla coils. Today, doctors are using Tesla coils primarily for enhancing the overall well-being of patients. This procedure, known as electrotherapy, not only completely relaxes the body, but also calms the mind into a deep meditative state. Was the ancient Tesla coil, the Agni Lingam, installed here to heal the body and mind of the visitors? People from around the world come here to practice deep meditation in this temple. This is why this area is called the spiritual capital of the world. Some of the world's greatest saints attained enlightenment in this temple. Are all these things mere coincidences, or is it all because of the therapeutic effect, the effect of radiation coming out of the lingam? Did ancient people worship this lingam to gain physical and mental strength? But if this is the case, then what is the need to construct such a large temple complex around this lingam? This temple is one of the largest temples of Lord Shiva, covering about 25 acres. The entire design and layout of this temple is mind-boggling. The most important feature is the towers. Near the outer walls, 4 large temple towers are set up precisely facing the 4 cardinal direction points. If the Agni Lingam is a Tesla coil transmitting energy, then what is the need to construct all these gigantic towers? Perhaps the answer lies in the carving itself. If we count the number of turns on the Agni Lingam, it has 13 turns. Initially, I thought it was a mere coincidence, but let's count the number of metal domes. These are called kalashas, placed on top of the main tower. There are exactly 13 domes placed on top of the tower. This is not a coincidence. Not only that, the tower also has 13 levels. These rectangular holes are actually doorways to the levels. There are stairs inside the tower to access every level. If you count the doorways, including the one hidden by the signboard, there are 13 doorways and 13 levels. So this is definitely not a coincidence. If you look at the tower from the top angle, it looks like a next generation machine. What is the actual purpose of this gigantic tower? Even after 1,300 years, it is still one of the tallest towers of India. Did you know Nikola Tesla built a gigantic tower called Wardenclyffe Tower in order to give free energy to the world? Tesla planned on wireless transmission of energy to the whole world, but this entire facility was destroyed by greedy businessmen. Was this temple also built as a center for wireless transmission of energy? See, if you go to a very high altitude, the entire temple complex looks similar to a modern day power company. I mean, look at the layout. There are 4 large towers perfectly aligned to the 4 direction points. There are smaller towers inside as well. There are water sources which act as a cooling system. You can see 2 large tanks always full of water. There are many separate buildings inside the complex. There are even emergency exits, just like modern facilities. But perhaps the real secret, the actual power source itself, can be found if we can access the underground but locked chambers. I hope you like this video. I am Praveen Mohan. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell button to get all the updates. Please give this video a thumbs up and do share it with your friends. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.